Hey guys, thanks for joining me for some moments of mindfulness today. How has your gratitude practice been coming? Have you been able to notice when you feel thankful or when you appreciate something, and does that help you stay in the thinking part of your brain? Remember that that's a great strategy to use all the time. Anytime you notice that your amygdala has been activated, anytime you feel stressed or under pressure, if you will stop and think of 3 things that you are grateful for, you will release that feel-good chemical into your bloodstream and you will start to calm down. All right, we're going to talk some more about that, but first, let's do our core practice. All right, let's settle in for our core practice. Remember, when we're doing our core practice, the idea is to calm your mind by just focusing on your breath. All other thoughts that float in, we just let them float away and we just pay attention to our breath. Now, to get started, let's go ahead and sit up straight so that our lungs are able to fully expand. Go ahead and rest your hands somewhere and close your eyes or pick a point on the floor to focus on. As you're focusing on your breath, if you notice that your mind wanders, just go right back to focusing on your breath. Notice the thought that has popped up and then go right back to focusing on your breath. If it's helpful for you to keep your mind calm, you can focus on breathing in when you breathe in and the thought of breathing out when you breathe out. All right, let's get started. Keep focusing on your breath until you hear the second chime. So how was the core practice today? Have you noticed that it is getting easier to stop, slow your mind, and focus on your breath? Remember that some days it's harder than others, and that's completely normal. But the cool thing is the more you practice it, the easier it gets. Just like you can write your name without really thinking about it anymore, and the more you tie your shoes, the easier it gets. The same thing with the core practice. The more you practice slowing down and focusing on your breath, the easier it gets for your mind to take a break. Okay, so let's talk about the strategies that we have for moving out of our amygdala and into our prefrontal cortex, our thinking brain. One of the things that we can do if we notice that our amygdala has become activated and we ask ourselves, am I in danger? And we realize, no, I'm not in danger. One of the things that we can do to move out of our amygdala is to stop and take 3 deep breaths, right? So sometimes it's helpful to count those breaths. So to do breathing in, 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3, breathing out, 1, 2, 3, hold, 1, 2, 3. Doing that gives your mind something to focus on other than whatever has alerted your amygdala and has started to make you feel scared or stressed out. Okay, so taking 3 deep breaths is a great strategy for deactivating your amygdala. Another thing that you can do is think about a happy memory. Remember that when we think about a happy memory, we move out of our amygdala and into our hippocampus, and we release the feel-good hormone dopamine as we remember all of the details of that memory. So it's a great idea to have a memory that you can think of anytime that can move you out of your amygdala and into your prefrontal cortex. Okay, and we also know that we can practice gratitude. Practicing gratitude is a really fabulous way for moving into our thinking brain and also for releasing dopamine into our system, which will help us to calm down and relax. It's so simple. All we do is think to ourselves, what am I grateful for? And just think of 3 things. You can always think of 3 things that you're grateful for. Okay. So I would like for you to practice mindfulness and start noticing when your amygdala gets activated, when it doesn't need to be activated, when you're perfectly safe and you need to be in your thinking brain so that you can learn or make a good decision. I want you to start practicing your strategies. So try out taking 3 deep breaths. Try out thinking of a happy memory and try out practicing gratitude and see which one works better for you. Do you notice that practicing gratitude is the easiest one for you, or do you prefer to stop and take 3 deep breaths? Just see if you have a preference. That's part of being mindful, just deciding what works for you. Another thing that I would like for you to start to do is to do the core practice on your own. See if you can find time every day to stop and focus on your breath. If it's helpful for you, you can find something that will make a sound, or you can use a timer. You don't have to have anything though. It's easy. All you need to do is stop wherever you are and just take a few moments to focus on your breath. And I want you to start trying to incorporate that into your day. Some people like to do it first thing in the morning. Some people like to do it right before they go to bed. See what works for you. Okay, so your assignment for today is to think of a time that your amygdala has been activated and write down what strategy you tried and how it worked out. Maybe you didn't try a strategy. If not, go ahead and write down what happened when you just stayed in your amygdala. How did it turn out? Either way, think back, use your hippocampus, and think back to a time that your amygdala was activated, but you weren't really in danger. And go ahead and write what happened. What did you do? How did you handle it? Remember, when we think about these things, when we notice our patterns, when we notice our reactions, we're being mindful. Okay, guys, until next time, I hope you lead your best life, find your bliss, and don't forget to pay it forward.